Morning class 10. After cotton, our next cash crop is tea. It is also a beverage and it is also a cash crop because as we India export this abroad, so India consumes some economy also from this. This is a tropical type of climate is required. Plant is hot and wet climate. Needs hot and it requires a temperature between 10 degree to 35 degree. The southern temperature averaging from 25 is most favorable for its growth. Now regarding rainfall, from 150 centimeter to 200. And it should be well distributed throughout the year. That means not only one part of the year is getting rainfall, the rainfall should be evenly distributed throughout the year. Heavy dew or high humidity, it causes rapid growth in the new leaves. Apart from this, tea plants need shade. Direct sunlight is not required for this. In between the bushes, special shady trees are grown so that they provide shade to the plants. This is the rainfall and weather temperature. Now regarding land. The greatest thing is that no sagging water is good for tea tree. So the land should be hilly slopes types, mountain types. The tea grown at higher elevation, they give better flavor and taste. So in the hilly slopes, tree grows very well because the weather there is neither hot nor cold, even fast humidity is there. All things favors the tea to grow in these areas. It requires fertile soil which should be rich in nitrogen and iron. Sandy loamy soil, because sandy loamy soil will not stack water in it. The amount of water that is required will be there and that will be helpful for the growth of the plant. Soils of the forested land are rich in organic matter, so it is the ideal soil for tea. Labor, a good amount of labor is required, so cheap labor is very much needed for the picking up of the leaves and preparing them for manufacturing also, as most of the work is done by hand. So here, woman plays the important role in plucking out the two leaves and a bud. Next comes the requirement for money. So capital investment is required. Fertilizer and manure is required, and a good efficient management, because if the management is not good, the laborers will not be happy and the work will not go on nicely. Now, in India, in which parts of India does tea is grown? We all know it's Assam and Darjeeling, few parts of South India also. Now in Assam, it is Shivsagar, Nagon, Golpara. These are the places around where tea is mainly grown. And Assam tree is very famous for its color. Next comes West Bengal. In West Bengal, the famous one is Darjeeling. Then comes Jalpaiguri and Kuch Bihar. Darjeeling tree is much famous for its flavor and taste. Whereas in South India also tea is grown, that is in the Nilgiris, in the Palanis and the Annamalai Tirunelveli, Kanyakumari and Madurai districts of Tamil Nadu. Ikaram, Kualin, Alleppey districts of Kerala. Coorg district of Karnataka is also famous for its tea. In some places of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, Doon Valley also tea is grown. In Kangra Valley. Now in the Himalayan range, that in Kangra and Doon, they make tea. The making of the tea is something different from the other part of the world or other part of the India. They have their own way of drinking tea. Not only this, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, Orissa, the hilly areas of these places also tea plantation is done in little amount. Okay, there are two research centers in India. One is Tokaili Experiment Station, that is associated in Research Association in Jorhat in Assam, and the second one is United Planters Association, that is in South India, and that is known as TTCI, Tea Trading Corporation of India. In the production of tea, India is the second largest tea production country in the world. It produces about 1208.80 million kgs of tea. India is the leading exporter of tea in the world. It exports tea to UK, Netherlands, Egypt, Russia, USA. Maximum tea is exported through the ports of Calcutta. After tea, the next beverage is coffee, which is also grown in India, and it also there are some favorable things which goes with this coffee. So it is South India where the coffee is grown in good quantity. It is also a tropical highland cultivation. The climate required here is also from 16 to 28 degree for the whole year round. So the hilly areas in South India is quite good for it. These trees also need cold and frost, and trees should be grown in shady areas. They should avoid direct sunlight, and the rainfall here should be distributed throughout the year between 125 cm to 200 cm. Like tea, it also requires hilly slopes for coffee plantation so that it is well drained, water is not stagnant, but it should be about 500 to 800 meters of the tropical highlands for best plantation. Soil, loamy soil, good if it is weathered with lava. Coffee soils of India belong to red and lateritic soil, which is rich in iron and organic matter. As it is lava, we know it is rich in minerals. Labor, yes, a good quantity of labor is required during planting, seeding, transplanting, then plucking of the coffee cherries, processing of the coffee in the factory. So a good amount of labor is required. Now that in India, in which parts of India is coffee grown? That is in Karnataka. In Karnataka it's Chikmagalur, Coorg and Shimoga. In Kerala it is Palghat, Vande and Travancore. Tamil Nadu it is North Arcot, Nilgiris, Tiruchirappalli, Madurai and Salem. Andhra Pradesh and Orissa and some eastern sides of India also produce coffee. Coffee production in India is about 3,45,000 million tons. Not now, it is 6 years old calculation. Indian coffee is claimed to be the finest quality in the world. That is good for us. Nearly half of the coffee produced in the country is exported to UK and also exports coffee to countries like Germany, Italy, Japan, Kuwait, Romania, USA and Russia. Okay, so these are the crops that we are studying and I have completed this thing.